Hello and welcome to the Vapor Chronicles. Today we're going to take a look at a brand new RDA that's manufactured by Vapes and designed by Morten Oen.
My name is Morten Oen and I'm the guy responsible for the insides and workings of this RDA.
I must confess that the idea of living in the middle of nowhere with cold, long winters, beautiful sweaters, cutting fresh firewood, sitting by the fireplace, creating art and doing photography is really appealing to me. I find Morten's videos to be relaxing. I find that the things that he talks about are different from things that I've heard before. I find that his creativity when testing ideas that he has is wonderful. I've really thoroughly enjoyed being a subscriber to his YouTube channel. So I will say that the hype for this RDA was higher than most for when this arrived. I don't always agree with Morten when he says things, and I don't think that Morten always agrees with what he says, because sometimes he'll come back and he'll recognize a flaw or something that was, not correct, and then he'll correct it and then change his views. I will also say that I'm not a flat wire user. I'm more of a higher wattage power waster. And just my style of vaping is more warmer style vapes. Cool vapes are not for me. I'm not a cool vape fan. There's a difference between vapor production and flavor. There just is. You can have tons of vapor production and not a lot of flavor. That's the case with this NJORD RDA. But let me just break it down. Let me show it to you. So let's take a closer look.
Let's dive in and break it down.
It appears on the Vapes website that this is sold as a kit, or you can buy the NJORD RDA by itself, okay, independently. They sent me the kit. This is the reviewer version, which is the pre-release version. It looks like for $69.99 you can buy the kit, which includes the mechanical mod, which is called the Sandman mechanical mod, and you also get the NJORD with it, which is a great price, or for $29.99 you can get just the NJORD. Now, I'm not going to review this mechanical mod in this video. I think that this RDA deserves its own spotlight. Pretty simple, and I'm not sure what the retail packaging will look like and what's included, but it looks like in this kit there's some parts for the mechanical mod, which would be this little spring that they included, and then there's just a standard flathead screwdriver, some extra O-rings, a set of flathead screws that are in the baggie here. This is 24 millimeters in diameter. It is a dripping RDA, so you're not going to have any squonking capabilities. It does have a gold-plated positive 510 pin. You can see it has Morten's signature down here at the bottom, and it also says NJORD RDA, Vape UK, and then it says by Morten Oen, Norway. When we flip it over, it looks like there is a PEI drip tip that's included. And you also have this black finish. Now this is a one-piece cap. Tolerances feel nice, and you have this little retaining O-ring that's pretty standard by now. You've seen it a million times. And you have this like black finish. It's matte black, and it's this is one of those RDAs that it just looks so simple but so clean. Nothing's overly done, nothing's sort of in your face. Really, really simple. You have this triple vertical angled airflow, and there's 3 openings. When I say triple, 1, 2, 3, and it's actually triple because there's 3 holes and 3 sets of holes. And you'll notice when we look up close here that the air holes are actually angled going toward the left direction. And if you look close inside here, I'm not sure if you could see this, but you can see that they were machined to be at an angle. A few little details to take notice of. You have this little logo here that's really cool how they wrote that at this sort of 90-degree angle turn right here on the one post. This is one of the posts. And then if you spin it this way, this is sort of a post, but it's not a post that you're going to put your legs in. This is actually for wicking, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then when you flip it over to this side, you actually have Morten's signature on that post. I love that. Really cool. I also like the matte black finish that they have. It's the same finish, same look as the outer cap. So it's got that stealthy look that I love. this is going to create sort of like a cyclone or airflow, and it's going to spin around the chamber like this, okay? And then with the coil being vertical in the middle, which I'll show you in a minute, it should create really smooth direct and indirect airflow. You'll notice when I take the cap off that everything inside here is designed to sort of take that airflow and keep it smooth. That's the best thing I can say. I haven't even vaped on this yet, but I can tell you just from taking some pulls through the mouthpiece, which is what I always do, there is a coil already placed in there that came pre-installed. I can tell you that it is just wonderfully smooth. It's wonderful. Also, you notice that this is machined into the side in a vertical fashion. It says NJORD here, and just simple, purposeful, and clean. You'll also notice at the bottom here, there's a little notch, and that little notch is for locking the top cap on so that the airflow is lined up exactly where it's supposed to be and it doesn't spin. And actually the lock also serves as assistance for when you're spinning this off of your mechanical mods or your regulated devices, so that this doesn't get stuck on and just have this keep spinning and spinning and spinning. All right. You'll notice down here at the top it has a nice dome shape, so you're gonna have that smoothness, and then you can see the airflow openings here, here, and here. You'll also notice with this off that you have that little notch that's cut out here. You have two black O-rings here and here that keep your top cap in place, and everything feels great from that perspective. These aren't even wet yet, and I'll let you know once I wet them up, but I mean, this slides down. I can find my position and then spin it. You always want to be careful when they're dry not to do too much spinning because you don't want to tear them. All right, so I'll pull this off. So let's take a look at the post screws. You have your flathead screw here, and you also have recessed inside this opening, and it's kind of deep in there. You have your flathead screw number 2. So what these are going to do is they're going to clamp downward onto the actual wire that you're using. Really nice depth to the juice well, and I'm going to show you all this once we do the build. So let us try another build in here. This is a 2.5 millimeter alien build, and what I did was before I put this in the RDA, I just took a set of pliers and bent the wire flat so that when I place this, I don't have to worry about things getting crushed in the wrong direction. Really easy to do, just a set of pliers. And we're just going to place this in its proper position. I do recommend locking this post down first, the one with the NJORD on the side, just because the direction of the screw, it'll hold it in place. And then what you can do is once you have a free hand, then you can sort of just pull this over to the side, hold that with your finger, make any adjustments that you might need to. So here we have a perfectly spaced alien coil. I think that's in the correct position. Everything's locked down. Take it off this. And I apologize for the juice. I'm doing multiple builds today on this to sort of learn the ins and outs of it. Now what I'm doing is I'm pulling from the bottom, and this takes a little bit of skill, but I'm not pulling outward. I don't want to distort the spacing between the coils. I'm sort of grabbing, and I left enough space below the coil to sort of pull downward. So now that I have the wick placed, I'm going to be using some lemonade grenade from Candyman. From everything I've read and learned about this RDA, this is sort of celebrating those subtle high note flavors, lemonades and licorices and some of the strawberries and the candy flavors. So we'll see how this experience is. Raspberry and fruits and all the delicious flavors out there. So let's see, try something new. There we go, we're wicked. We're going to make sure we leave a little gap in the side here. Just to open this up. Put the notch. So there you go, the up close. Some really interesting things going on here. There's some design things on the deck that I think are great, and there's some other things that I think are not great. The things I like are the airflow. This airflow is so smooth. I would expect it to be smooth. It had to be smooth, considering all of the videos that Morten makes on airflow and turbulence and direction and all that type of things. I think something was missed from the design and the concept to the outcome of what this RDA produces. Now, I might be out in left field, and I want to show some respect to Morten by telling him that you get 2 thumbs up for effort when it comes to this, and the way I vape, the style of vaping, maybe the coils that I use, whatever the deal is, I just might not get the way that you prefer to vape. Now, will there be people that get this and adore it, and maybe I'm just missing the boat on what I think that people want? It's possible. What I find impossible is how little flavor this RDA produces. So let me take a pull. Huge clouds. I've never had an RDA where I produce so much vapor to my mouth, but somewhere there's like a flavor blocker. The flavor just doesn't happen. I thought something was wrong. Tried different builds. I'm vaping right now at 75 watts. Let me just go up just to see. Let me go up to a crazy number for a single coil. Let's go up to 100 watts. Let me get a fresh drip in here. If these companies could find a way that the juice doesn't drip off the side when you're trying to drip from the middle, I would love that. Tired of it dripping on top of my mods. All right, so let's try this at a higher wattage. Yeah, maybe I'm missing something. Let me go even higher. Let me get crazy with it. I'm going to go 120 watts. $135 watts. Fuck it. I need to rethink this. This has been a hell of a difficult review for me because I thought I knew things and now I'm second guessing things a little bit. It's still extremely cool. For the wattage that I'm throwing at this, the cooling effect of his airflow is definitely working. There's no question about that. I don't know if a cooling effect is what I want though, if that makes any sense. I don't want the top cap to get hot, but I want the vape to be warm. I don't know. It's something over the years of the way I vape. I like warmness. Some people I know like cool vapes. This is by far the coolest vape at these temperatures, single coil, that I've ever vaped ever. When I was watching his review, I heard this sound, and he was talking about how when you have a massive amount of vapor in your lungs and you talk, you get a deeper voice when you do it. And I can tell you that the sound that he had when he put it up to the microphone is the sound that this is creating right now. It was not happening before. So let me let you listen to this. So there's obviously something happening with this build that I have in here, with this wattage. So when I take the cap off, take a look at this. It's really blazing. The airflow is smooth. The airflow keeps it cool. So if you like a cool vape, this is for you. If you like to tinker with different designs, this might be for you. The price point's $29.99, so it's not, overpriced by any means. I do have questions about the durability of the paint finish, and let me just go on my pros and cons. So deep juice well with a word of warning that if you fill up that juice well and it doesn't saturate when it's vertical into the wicking, when you tilt it, you're going to get leaking out of the bottom hole. I think the looks are great. I think the black deck looks good. I think that the black cap looks good. The drip tip, looks good on top of it. Simple design, but clean. Relatively easy to build on. You put your vertical coil in, you get your leg in, you hold that one leg that I showed you in the up close, you lock it down. It's pretty easy to build. Not so easy to wick. That's sort of the thing with vertical coils. The more you do it, the easier it gets, but it's definitely not for those beginners that are still learning how to wick. Like the lock on the base, I think that's really nice, to be able to lock down, your cap. It makes it easy for screwing it on and screwing it off. And it also locks the airflow in a position where you want it to be or where they designed it to be. Last but not least, the price, $29.99, not overly priced. The weaknesses. The post screw position, I don't think that's the best position to orient the post screws when they lock down on your coil legs. Purging, if you're the type of person that likes to purge, you're going to get a direction depending on where your cap locks on and where it locks onto your mod, where it's going to go into your face, down, side. It's going to go in all directions, and it's not ideal. No airflow adjustment. This thing has one airflow setting. It's smooth as silk, but it's only one airflow setting. So if you like a mouth to lung or if you like a restricted draw, this is not going to be for you. This is a smooth, direct lung type of vape. No squonking pin included. I guess they couldn't figure out how to design it so that it had a squonking pin in the bottom. I would have loved to have seen a squonking pin on this. I think squonking is very popular, and having RDAs with squonking pins included is sort of a standard that every RDA should be figured out how to do that. Also, color options. The only option I see on their website is black. I know that in Morten's video, he was vaping on a stainless steel version that was the non-finished version. I hope they have more colors, but as of today, black is your only choice. And even though I like black, I like matte black, I wish there was more options for people. Last but certainly not least, and this is the biggest disappointment in my opinion about this RDA, is the flavor is lacking. Could there be a mystery build out there that gives me everything that I wanted? Maybe, but doubtful. I think that the airflow is very well done, but I think that there's sacrifices in the flavor department. Flavor is so important, and there's so many amazing RDAs out there that provide smooth airflow, great vapor production, and great flavor. Just doesn't have the strength to stand on its own because of the flavors. I give Morten all the credit for his videos. I think that he's headed in a direction that's important for the vape industry. That's my opinion. Watch other reviews, get other people's opinions. I know how much hard work and time goes into creating an RDA. It's a personal passion that creative people have to bring something new to the table. And it doesn't bring me any pleasure to share this with you, but it also is important, since I do reviews, since I have people that trust my opinion, that I have to share it honestly and openly. So no disrespect to Morten. I hope that he comes back even stronger. I hope he learned some lessons from this project. I'm a subscriber. I support him, and I really do wish him all the best. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the Vapor Chronicles. I'll see you soon.